All right, welcome to yet another fabulous Sunday night news and nonsense. I have Total OS today with me today, and he's doing the 30-day trial of Manjaro. How's that working out for you so far?
Well, the first time I tried to install, it kind of went crashy on me. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. You should have consulted me first. I would have told you. You should have said, "Hey, Spat, which installer should I try out?" You
Well,
know,
gee, there's like three of them. I had a choice of one out of three. Of course, I picked a dud.
And you had, yeah, well, calamari still needs a little bit of work, but later in the podcast, we'll actually talk about that a little bit because
Yeah.
they are making some improvements to it. So
Okay.
that's always a plus side. But I'm very interested to see how things are going to go in that 30-day trial for you. Goodness, I choked on something there. I hate it when that
It's
happens.
it's the calamari. Stop eating the squid, will you?
It has to be, yeah. And speaking of everybody's favorite OS, Windows 10 is back in the news again, Toss.
Oh, goodbye.
And this time, Windows 10 updates are now ruining pro gaming streams. Now, for those of you avid gamers who like watching Eric Flom's gaming show, apparently when he was doing a live stream to 130,000 followers, a Windows 10 update pops in right in the middle of the kid's gaming session and completely messes up his live stream. And I figured I'd just watch just a sampling of some of this kid's stuff. And, well, suffice it to say, the language is definitely not not parent friendly for sure.
That's funny. Well, I do have a little bit of Windows 10 news. It's actually it is official. Windows 10 hits 300 million intrusions. I mean downloads. That's a lot.
Intrusions. I think you had it correct. Now the goal is to have 1 billion
Yes.
in 3 years' time. I don't think they're going to do it.
Well, considering that the free upgrade expires, what, July 20 something, and this time apparently Microsoft promises once that free upgrade is over, you will not see that intrusion, that notice anymore. It's done. They really should not have put it there in the first place. I mean, give it as an option, make it your choice. But to force it, it seems like they got one thing right and 10 things wrong.
Yeah. Now this is from the Forbes website. Gordon Kelly writes, "It's time to make your mind up. Time. Windows 10 has come in for a lot of justified criticism, but also represents the future of Windows, and it's free for not
Yeah.
much longer." Now, apparently, the price is going to go up to $119, and it's going to be $199 for the Pro version. Okay,
Yeah.
but I have a feeling that because supposedly July 29th is when the price is going to go up. But I just have a stinking thinking feeling that Microsoft is going to extend that free upgrade thing a little bit longer to see if they can pull in the other people that have
Yeah.
been holding on tight, kicking and screaming, and that sort of thing. Because there are people out there who are holding on to Windows 7, kicking and screaming. Even before the show, one of the listeners was saying that Microsoft is now, in order to push people to accepting the upgrade, they're now preventing any upgrades to drivers for Windows 7 and Windows 8 peripherals. Can you imagine that? Can they even do that, Toss?
Like I said, they took one step. They're not listening to me. That's the problem. They took one, with Windows 8, I told Microsoft on my videos. I said,
Yeah,
look,
they
just put,
sure. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like anything you're gonna say to
yeah.
them makes any like. Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Yeah. Well, here, let me give you Satya Nadella's phone number. Why don't you call him?
I'll
And
call him right now. I called up.
and he'll tell you where you can stick that cell phone.
Okay, fine. If Windows 10 gives me more maintenance headaches, I'm done with Windows 10.
Well, it's really funny because I've been reading a lot of these articles, and it's like for the past 2 weeks, and I gotta say, at least 2% of the comments are that's it. I'm switching to Linux comments. You see them, if you ever take the time to read all the crap after these articles and stuff like that, I'd have to say about 2% of people are saying, all right, I've had enough with Microsoft. I'm switching to Linux. I'm going to give Linux a try.
This is their reality. Just to get serious for one, they don't fear competition. Mac, as good as it is, doesn't have those issues, but it's prohibitively expensive. Linux, there are so many freaking distros. How do you know which one will work with which type of hardware? That's why I wish Google would just come out with their own, quote, standard Linux desktop, which everybody can use. Make it Android. How many billion Android devices are there? It makes sense to come out with an Android desktop, a full functioning desktop. That way I can do everything I want to do on that without having to worry about pop-ups or this and that or maintenance or malware and all that stuff. But right now, Spatry, they're doing it, good or bad, because they do not fear competition because they don't have any. That's why.
Okay, well then let's play out what you had just said. Okay, there are so many distributions to choose from, and let's throw my personal experience into this. One day, I was upset at Microsoft. I was looking at Linux distributions, so where did I go? I went to YouTube and did a search. Ozgooey convinced me to try Linux Mint. Okay, I saw his video on it, and I'm like, okay, that looks kind of cool. Downloaded the distribution, popped it into my laptop, toss, everything worked, and it's like, wow, I like this. And so that got me started, and then I tried a bunch of other different distributions, and I tried different things, and some of them had compiz already working out of the box. Well, this was before Unity came out, and then lo and behold, 3 months later, Cup of Linux is born, and I'm sharing my experience on a YouTube channel myself. So anything can happen, because I played that same thing out that you're describing right there. Yes, there are so many Linux distributions to choose from, but just watching a simple video influenced my decision to try Linux Mint. I liked it, but I wanted to try something else after I was done with that. So, I mean,
Well, Linux has the potential, or a Linux desktop, a Linux distro, has the potential to be a worldwide standard hit, for lack of a better term. But what company has the resources to put it out, to test it first, develop it, test it, make sure it works the first time, and make sure we won't have issues? Okay, for example, last week, I tested the latest Ubuntu on my machine. It's flawless. I mean, But wait. Now you have 300 popular YouTubers. What's wrong with this? It sucks. It sucks. Well, wait. Which is it? Flawless or it sucks? You see what I'm getting at? They're right. I believe them, but I'm right too. So again, which one do you put on the freaking market? Well, Windows 10. That's what you put out there.
And last week we talked about Microsoft putting the hammer down with Cortana. Well, it looks like they're still slamming people in the toenails, the thumbnails. They're letting them have it. It appears that IT pros can no longer block Windows Store on Windows 10 Professional. I mean, come on! IT pros can't So that means their employees can now use Windows Store on their work computers and download apps from the Windows Store, be counterproductive at work apparently. So yeah, this is from eWeek of all places, and they're saying that one method of discouraging the use of unauthorized applications on Windows 10 is to block access to the Windows Store, the operating system's built-in app marketplace. And as some IT pros are now discovering, that tactic is no longer an option. Microsoft quietly disabled a group policy setting that allowed administrators to disable Windows Store on systems with Windows 10 Pro that upgraded to version 15.11 of the OS. But apparently what they're wanting to do is to get people to upgrade to a corporate edition or something stupid thing like that.
Well, okay, let me just end this on this because I don't want this to go on all freaking night. Windows 10, putting aside the horse stable, non-user friendly issues, putting that aside, it does work. It works on my 5-year-old machine. It works for gaming. It helps Spatry sleep well at night. So there you go. Microsoft, if you're willing to listen now, you don't owe me anything, idiots.
All right. Well, then let's shift over to the next evil technology giant. It appears that Google's going to trial, and Oracle is sending them there. The Oracle Google trial over Android starts Monday, and here's what you need to know about it. Oracle says Android usurped the mobile OS market from Sun, and Google just says that Sun never built a decent product. Well, Oracle's legal fight with Google over its use of Java in Android goes to a jury trial for the second time next week, and their stakes are even higher than when the two sides met in court 4 years ago. Oracle wants a whopping $8.8 billion in damages from Google, much more than the first time around, making it one of the biggest copyright cases ever, and anyone's guess which way the jury will go.
Thanks for filling me in. I'll sleep better tonight, Spatry. Yeah.
What you got, Toss?
Well, it appears that the next Ubuntu will not have Unity 8 still. Ubuntu 16.10, we cracked the joke. It's called Yakety Yak, of course. Unity 8, the next desktop, will not be available. But here's the thing.
What? Ubuntu is not shipping with Unity?
With Unity 8, not 8. They'll still have, right. But here's the thing. I'm quite happy with what it has now. It seems to work. So if it's not ready next, like, was it 6 months from now or whatever, 9 months, I'm quite happy with it anyway. So.
Okay, well, what version of Unity? So what, is it going to Unity 9 next?
I believe they're saying that Unity 8 will be ready in the next LTS, which is
I got you.
Yeah, but not in the next one, but in the next LTS rather. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I had a look at Unity. Maybe I take a second look at that.
I like it. I mean, in fact, I was not expecting to keep it. I got a dual-core outdated desktop by Lenovo, which they're great, and I got to tell you, it runs smooth. So I'm going to keep it for now.
All right, here's something hot off the press at Softpedia. Full disk encryption is coming to Manjaro Linux soon, and Calamari 2.2.2 is out now. Philip Mueller and the Manjaro development team were proud to announce earlier that the next major release of Manjaro Linux operating system, version 1606, will feature full disk encryption support. Great for those of you who are paranoid out there who got to have disk encryption. Full disk encryption is a must for any computer and mobile operating system these days, when hacking tools are becoming more and more accessible to anyone who wants to do damage to someone else by attacking their privacy or stealing their most precious files. And things are looking glorious for the Manjaro Linux distribution, which is based on the very popular Arch Linux operating system. In the next major version, Manjaro Linux 1606 Daniela will come preloaded with the Calamari 3.2 distribution independent installer framework, which will provide LUKS encryption support. Now, I understand you had trouble with the Calamari installer earlier.
Getting started was fine. I followed the prompts, very newbie friendly, and when it went to it just all kinds of graphical coloring. It was psychedelic, but I went back, scrapped it, start over, and the not the CLI, but the other installer, that one worked.
Yeah, I had trouble with Calamari too, but that was in a virtual machine. I figured it was just symptomatic of running in a VirtualBox. But I am hoping that they are working on this, because I know this has been something that Phil Mueller has been really cranking very hard on. He really wants to have Calamari as their default installer, and I hope they're able to pull it off. Although Thus does work quite well, but the full encryption is something that's hot on their list. So, yeah, I hope they're able to pull it off this time. Absolutely.
It's nonsense time.
Oh, goodness. All right, what you got, Toss?
Well, we just celebrate, of course, the Cinco de Mayo, once-a-year event. Apparently, New Orleans, they had a 30-foot sinkhole, appear that day, so they had a Cinco de Mayo event. Yeah, there's a picture. This thing is huge. Really, to celebrate a Cinco de Mayo, you need to fill it with some barbecue, like charcoal briquettes, and then the chicken and everything, and the salsa and the tacos. But yeah, I missed it. The Cinco de Mayo, darn it.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I should tell you this one, Toss, because this is probably like the borderline something that we probably shouldn't be having on the show. But here it is from the BBC News. China bans erotic banana eating live streams.
Wait. Say it again.
China bans erotic banana eating live streams. So apparently, Chinese live streaming services have banned people filming themselves eating a banana in a seductive fashion. New regulations mean that live streaming sites must monitor all their output round the clock to ensure nothing untoward is going on.
I mean, what's like?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Keeping an eye out for any erotic banana eating, according to News Express Daily. And it's not just fruit that's on their radar, though. The paper adds that wearing stockings and suspenders while hosting a live stream now is also forbidden.
That China, China, you want to impress me? Forget the banana. I want to see you suck on a pineapple. Now that would impress me.
TMI, Toss, TMI, but it's okay to do that on YouTube, I imagine. But yeah, in China, they're not gonna. Yeah, that's not kosher in China.
I guess not. I'm not sure what. I mean, no, never mind.
What you got, Toss?
Well, KFC, one of my favorite places for chicken. Apparently, they have another thing on their menu. They have chicken flavored nail polish.
What?
Yeah, you think the banana thing was something? Forget that, man. They are testing, I guess, where else? In Hong Kong, in China. They are testing edible nail polish designed to taste like chicken. I kid you not. It was on the news. I guess it comes in buffalo hot spicy flavor and the regular. I have a vision of you walking into a Chinese in Hong Kong, KFC, and all these Chinese women are just putting their fingers in their mouth, and you're like, oh my God.
Well, I mean that's. Well, they might as well because I mean if they're not allowed to do seductive eating of bananas, then they're gonna be. It brings new meaning to finger looking good.
My friends, we have come to a new low on the Sunday night news announcements report.
I mean, because if it's not bananas that they're licking, they're certainly licking something else, aren't they?
It must be something going on in China. I have no idea.
It must be something in the water, Toss. What else you got?
To be honest, I have nothing else.
Okay, good. Get off my mumble and come back next week and tell me what Manjaro did to you. I'm interested in knowing.
If I survive.
Of course you will. You're going to love Manjaro so much. My challenge to you is to activate the AUR from the package manager, okay? Activate AUR search, make sure that it's turned on, and then search for some of your favorite software that is not in the Manjaro repositories. It'll tell you AUR. And my challenge to you is to build something from the AUR using the GUI interface, something that you will actually use, and let us know whether it was a difficult or an easy experience for you. And if it's something that you would be willing to repeat again to get another piece of software that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Write that down. Write that down. I don't want you to forget because I'm going to quiz you on it next week. And if you fail the test, well, I'm going to have to send Louis over.
Yes, I'm sure you will. All the way from the Everglades. Thank you.
Yeah, he'll be carrying one of those big, he'll be dressed up like Arnold Schwarzenegger carrying the big box of flowers with the with the double-barreled shotgun in the flower box.
Spatry, go back to Florida.
All right, take us out, Toss.
Thank you for another impressive. I'm not really sure Sunday night news. Report.
You mean thank you for another pathetic episode?
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Thanks to everybody here who had the guts to join us for tonight's show. And join us every Sunday night at your own risk because Spatry said so. Say goodnight, Spatry.
Good night, Spatry.
Ciao.